As teachers or homeschooling moms, we know that students cannot learn as they should in a disruptive environment, and it is up to us to create and maintain an ambience that encourages our students to function at their best. Research shows that when a child has an integral part of the discipline process, he will take ownership of the behavior, and if the discipline process is going to affect the student's choices, they need to know what the consequences of their choices will be. Even then, children with ADD or ADHD struggle with appropriate behavior. Welcome to Ruth's Straight Talk, the channel designed to help you, your students, and your children live fuller lives, become lifelong learners, and grow into the awesome human beings you were designed to be. I'm Cynthia Ruth. In this video, I would like to share with you some steps to develop classroom management skills. Also, don't miss my bonus tip at the end of this video. So if this video is for you, let's get right to it. It is important to note here that all of these strategies are effective even for students who do not have ADD or ADHD. The first strategy is praise. The most powerful strategy that affects student behavior is praise. However, there are specific guidelines to giving praise. First of all, let the student know specifically what behaviors they are being praised for. And don't give praise for something that the student did not do. For example, don't say thanks for not disturbing the class. Instead, say I'm so proud of you for completing the assignment on time. The second thing about praise, give praise immediately. The sooner you praise the child for appropriate behavior, the more likely the child will repeat that behavior. Number 3, vary the statements given as praise. The comments used by teachers to praise appropriate behavior should vary. When the student hears the same statement over and over again, it may lose its value. Number 4, be consistent and sincere with your praise. Consistency in praise is important in order to avoid confusion on the part of the ADHD student. Also, praise must be sincere, since the student will know when you are insincere, and insincerity will make the praise less effective. The second strategy is to use positive interventions instead of punishment. It is important to focus the behavioral intervention strategies on praise rather than on punishment. Negative consequences may temporarily change behavior, but they rarely change attitudes and can actually increase the frequency and the intensity of inappropriate behavior by rewarding misbehaving students with attention. In addition to verbal reinforcement, the following sets of generalized behavioral intervention techniques have proven to be very helpful with students with ADHD or ADA. The first one, selectively ignore the inappropriate behavior. It is sometimes helpful for the teacher to selectively ignore inappropriate behavior. This technique is particularly useful when the student really did not mean to disbehave. His behavior was unintentional. Number 2, remove distracting items. Certain objects like rubber bands and toys can distract the attention of the student with ADHD or ADA in the classroom. Number 3, provide calming manipulatives. Some children with ADHD or ADD can benefit from having access to objects that can be manipulated quietly, such as a stress ball that they can squeeze without disrupting the class. These manipulatives may help children gain some needed sensory input while they're still paying attention to the lesson. Number 4, allow for escape valve outlets. Permitting students with ADHD or ADD to leave their seat for a moment, perhaps on an errand to walk to the library or just to walk to the back of the room, can be an effective means of settling them down and allowing them to return to their seat ready to focus. Number 5, hurdle helping. The teacher should be aware that when a student is becoming frustrated with an assignment, and offer interventions before that becomes a problem. This can take many forms. You could enlist the help of a peer to sit with that student and help them through the material, or the teacher could even provide additional information or additional materials to help that student understand and complete the assignment adequately and even with excellence. Number 6, parental conferences. Partnering with parents include parental input in behavioral intervention strategies. Maintaining free communication between the parents and the teachers are a wonderful way to help your ADHD or your ADD student function at their best in the classroom. Number 7, peer mediation. Students' peer groups can positively impact the behavior of the student that struggles with ADD or ADHD. These peer mediation programs train other students to help them manage disputes involving their classmates. A third strategy is to use nonverbal cues. Effective teachers use behavioral prompts with their students. These prompts help to remind the student about expectations for their learning and behavior in the classroom. There are 2 particular cues that are particularly helpful. First of all, visual cues. Decide with the help of the student on visual cues that will remind the student to remain on task. For example, you can walk by and gently touch their desk, and that will bring them back into focus. The second is the proximity control. When talking to a child, move to where the child is standing or sitting. Your physical proximity to the child will help the child to focus and to pay attention on what you are saying. The bonus strategy here is hand gestures. Older students in particular, and some younger ones, do not like to be called out in front of the class when they need a break. So the teacher can arrange with the student to use hand signals to communicate privately with the child with ADHD or ADD. For example, ask the child to use an unobtrusive hand signal every time they need to get your attention. A closed fist can signal that the child needs to take an emotional break, such as a few minutes outside the classroom. An open palm can signal that he needs to change his physical position, which means he can move out of his seat and stand at the back of the room or walk around without disturbing the flow of the lesson. So there you have it, several ideas to help you develop a successful behavioral management strategy for your ADD and ADHD students. If this video has helped you, please leave me a comment at the bottom of the screen. Also, if you have a story, a tip, a strategy, a question, or just some advice that you would like me to share with my audiences, please also leave me a comment at the bottom of the screen. Click on these videos above for more awesome information on education and parenting. As always, thank you so much for visiting with us at ruthstraighttalk.com. Happy learning and goodbye.